Welcome back to Podcast Recovery, everyone. We're your hosts, David O.
Carly S.
And Eric V. Thank you. Yeah, you're going to jump in there, weren't you, fucker?
I was going to stomp it. I was going to stomp all over you because you're in another room.
I'm going to stomp all over you, motherfucker.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Okay, that's rude.
You hear that?
I do. It's rude. Today we're joined by a very special guest, Lucas. How are you doing today?
I'm so tired. How are you?
I'm good. Drinking, got my coffee in me. I'm pretty good. How are you, Carly?
I'm okay.
Okay, good. I don't care how you are, Eric.
It's okay, David. One day you will.
Where are you from? Even though I already know.
I'm originally from California, but I live here in Maryland now.
Hell yeah. And when were you first introduced to recovery?
Early last year, probably about January when I moved down here. But I didn't actually get clean that time.
Yeah. And how much clean time do you have?
As of today, 1 year, 1 week, and 1 day.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, hell yeah. And, for anybody listening, this is actually Lucas's second time on the podcast, but this time he is celebrating 1 year.
Ooh. Woo! Yay!
So, you want me to bring people up to speed, or do you want to do it? So first time he was on, he had 108 days clean. It was about this time last year.
It was.
And you relapsed.
I did.
And so that was because I was actually listening to it on the way over here. Your clean date was April 25th?
April 5th.
April 5th. Yeah. Okay. So at 108 days, I'm not doing that math. So it was around this time.
Sometime around this time.
But you relapsed and
Came right
back, and now you've gotten a year clean. So, starting with the relapse, take it away.
So, well,
how much longer after the podcast did you relapse? Were we the catalyst?
The same day.
No, it was. I'd say like a month or so.
Okay,
a little over a month.
Okay, I can deny culpability. All right, that's fine.
No, so when I was first introduced to recovery, I was going to meetings with a friend, and she was like, yeah, you can smoke weed, just don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think that's in the book.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm brand new. I don't know what's going on. So she would pick me up and we'd go to her home group and we would just get stoned before we went, and it always felt awkward. And I'm like, this is weird. Nobody else seems to be on our level.
How are meetings high?
Terrible.
I can imagine.
It was terrible.
Eric, did you ever come to a meeting high?
Yeah. What do you mean? Of course.
I don't know. I'm supposed to just know all the ins and outs of your relapses and recoveries. I don't know.
I've been to meetings high. I've met people to buy drugs at meetings.
Oh, God.
I think one of the first meetings I ever went to, the reason I was there is because someone owed me a script of Klonopin.
God damn.
And I didn't get it. I was pissed. And I saw someone I knew, and then they were like, "Oh, you're in recovery." I was like, "No, man, I'm here to just get drugs."
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so you're getting high. Wait,
I have a question. Yep. Those 108 days that whatever you racked up, were you smoking weed during that time?
No.
Or so this was after.
So this builds up for the relapse.
Okay.
So wait, let's back up a little bit. January 23, you get here?
Yeah.
When did you start going to meetings?
January.
Okay. So from January to April, you're coming to meetings high.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool.
And
good question. Thank you. We needed to clarify that.
But I was going with her to like one meeting a week till March, and then I started going to my home group, and I was like, these guys aren't doing what I'm doing.
Yep.
And like they started asking me to hang out, and like I'd go on hikes with them, and like I only think I went on one hike, and I was like, this
hiking
feels wrong. Yeah. This feels so wrong. And so I stopped smoking and like picked up my actual like first clean tag, and that's when my time started the first time. But what went wrong that time was I was like on my high horse of I'm doing this to prove a point,
Oh,
I was like,
what was the point?
that I could do it. I don't know.
Okay.
That's
All right.
that's a fine
That's a fair
point,
point,
dude.
yeah.
There are worse reasons to get clean.
It was a lot of ego.
Yep.
And like, yeah, watch, fuck you, I can do this. And like,
Okay.
yeah, I was going for NA Rookie of the Year. I was flying through the steps.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I had finished my third step, and then I hung out with this friend that I had gone to meetings with the first time. And like,
Why did she assume it was okay to get high and go to? I mean,
she still does. I don't know.
Yeah, anybody out there listening, like, if you're getting high and coming to meetings, good for you. Like,
Well,
I'm not.
Hold
like,
on. Can we preface though? Like, if you need cannabis in order to function due to like a mental or physical,
That's a
issue,
different.
that's a different thing.
Yes,
but if
that's
you're
a completely
smoking
different.
blunts before the meeting just to smoke blunts, that's not cool.
Yeah, you're still welcome in the meeting. Like, none of us are shaming you, but it's also like that's not really what we do.
What kind of mental issue?
What?
For what? In order to in order to be on cannabis, it could be
Crippling
many different things. Anxiety
yeah.
is like
PTSD.
great for like cannabis is great for anxiety.
Just looking for validation. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Jesus.
Cannabis.
Nice. Good for you. Anyway.
good for the people that it works for. It made mine worse.
Yeah.
So I hung out with this friend. I had just finished my third step, and I didn't like, since it was all going through ego, I hadn't really like taken in the steps yet. Looking back at it, I'm like, oh my god, my higher power was trying to get me out of that situation the whole time. Like, someone who never texted me had called me,
Okay.
and he was just like, hey, how are you? And I was like, oh, I'm hanging out with a friend, like, I'll call you later. And we had gone to the gas station. She went inside, I stayed outside, and her car alarm started going off. For like 5 minutes, we couldn't get this car alarm to go off.
Okay.
She's standing outside screaming, like, I promise it's my car, it's my car. And I'm like, you're making this worse.
Yeah.
Somebody from the rooms is going to see me, and it's game over.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so we smoked, and the whole time she gave me a tattoo while we were high.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Wait, so hold on, stop. Question about fucking. You're probably a little younger than us, Lucas. Is that just a fucking thing now?
What?
Oh,
Like-
yeah, tattooing your friends?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Why when did this happen?
I have no idea.
Dude, don't you remember? Dude, that happened.
It did not happen when we were
Bullshit.
younger. I
Bullshit.
do remember people doing it a little bit.
In the rooms, you remember Nolan?
I remember
and-
those fuckers,
and
but they
what
were.
was her name? Tara?
Yeah, I do remember them.
Dude, they blasted
God,
themselves.
they
It
made
was
some of the
ridiculous.
worst
They made some of the
tattoos I've
worst
ever seen in my
tattoos I've
life.
ever seen. Yeah, and they just covered everywhere.
And I remember when I was younger, someone did buy a tattoo gun. There was one person, and the only thing I remember is he, like, painted a, what was teabagging or something? Was teabagging a thing,
Oh
right?
my God.
He, like, tattooed teabagging on someone while they were passed out, like a teabag.
That's
and then they teabagged him.
unacceptable.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
god,
vile.
that's terrible. Okay, she gives you a tattoo while high.
Yeah, but the whole time, all I can talk about was how cool NA was.
Oh,
And like how
Dude.
much better my life is. And she's like, do you have anything else to talk about? I'm like, not really.
Not really.
So I called friends that I had made, and they came and picked me up because we were already planning on hanging out. And they were like, we're going to a meeting. I was like, I'm so high right now, please don't take me there.
Yep.
So we went. I picked up a new white key tag. That was August 29th. So I didn't start my time until the 30th,
Yeah.
just because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a new day and all that. Yeah.
New day, no drugs. And that point on, I got a new sponsor. I restarted my steps. I stayed in my home group. They let me keep my service position. I think it was because nobody else wanted to secretary.
Oh, they let you keep the position.
Was that at the art meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is very Wow, that's very progressive of them. Good for them.
Well,
Yeah,
it's an
I
art
think-
meeting, dude.
Well, good for them though. I'm just saying that's good. Like, you know, usually there'd be like a whole bullshit like group conscience. Okay, like
We
you know?
did. They were all like, "Well, none of us are gonna do it." So
So it's
There
just a
you go.
1-day relapse?
Yeah.
Okay.
and
Why did you switch
I would call that a
sponsors?
slip, but we're a different fellowship, whatever.
I switched sponsors. I don't know. New start, redo
Yeah.
everything. Just start fresh, start all over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we started steps. I actually just finished my 4th step the day before my celebration. So we finished that on Tuesday. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd tell another human being half the shit I fucking told him.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I don't. That feels like there's been so much in this year. I got my driver's license, which is
Did
crazy
you not
to-
have it?
No,
Can I ask a personal question?
Yeah.
Like, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Wow.
I just turned 26.
So what was it like not having a license for that long?
I never wanted to drive. I never thought I was gonna be alive this long.
That's fair. I didn't think I would make it past 24.
Yeah, so like I've always considered these my bonus years, and I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna have to drive. If I ever drive, I'm gonna drive off a bridge. And
Jesus.
yeah, so we finally got to a point where it's like, oh, I think I could be a safe driver, which is so weird.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
It feels a little morbid to laugh about, but it's like, oh, I can safely operate a vehicle
better than
today.
Did you say it's
than
better
what?
than crying?
Yes.
I
It is-
still do that all the
Yeah,
time.
it is not better than crying. Crying is fantastic. Keep going.
I started school with 2 weeks clean, and I finish next week. I have 3 days left. That has been a journey in and of itself.
I'm aware.
Where
Yeah.
are you going to community college or are you?
I'm in barber school,
Oh, dope, dude.
so if you ever need a barber,
I cut my own hair, but thank you.
well,
And your
hey,
dogs.
Yeah,
Poor Luna.
yeah, probably
you
Luna.
say and his dogs.
Luna,
Yeah.
I do cut my dog and my cat. You guys didn't see
Poor
Elliot.
Luna.
Elliot's a punk rock cat right now. He has he has a long, like, what is it? What's it? Fuck, help me, mohawk. Just a long mohawk down like his spine. He looks so crazy.
These poor animals.
Jesus.
Shit.
So you're going to school.
Going to school, got my license. I moved into a recovery house. That is one of the weirdest but best decisions I've made. Living in a house with 10 men is not something I ever thought I was going to do.
Yep.
But I mean, it's cool. Like, we keep each other accountable. We keep each other grounded. Like, you ever need to talk, somebody's always there. You're never really by yourself.
Yeah.
Well, at least I'm not, because I'm in a double room. So, yeah, even when you think you're alone, you're never alone.
Oh my god.
How do you like? I could never do that. How are you able to, like, I don't know, live with another person in another room? Like, I mean, I guess I do that with my wife.
Yeah, I'm like, you have a wife and child, dude.
But you know what I mean? Just be like another random, like, homie. Like, I could never get down with that for myself in recovery.
Okay,
What?
in recovery.
In
All right,
recovery.
I was like,
What?
hold on.
I've lived with people, but in recovery, I never lived in a recovery house. So, like,
Yes.
it just seems like there's so many people in, like, a house. Like, and there's so many personalities, and I just hate sharing rooms with people. I just had, like, the worst experiences in treatment where I'd be with, like, the loudest snorers. But yeah, I mean, like, how's sharing a room?
It took a lot of adjusting. The first couple months, I think we hated each other.
I bet. Fuck that guy.
Because, like, we were friends before I moved in. So, like, I moved in and we're like, fuck yeah, this is going to be awesome. And then, like, we live very differently. And we had to,
Yeah.
like, establish some boundaries, some Yeah, mostly boundaries. We have each other's location.
You put tape down the middle of the room.
No, I haven't done that yet, but he's getting real fucking close.
Okay, I get it. Yep.
You share locations. That's like a next level of the relationship type thing there.
I used to get a text message once a day of, "Hey, are you coming home?" And I'm like, "Yes." Why? Well, it actually started because I walked in on him.
Doing his thing.
Jerking off?
Doing his thing, yeah.
Oh.
And I
Nice.
had a friend with me, and I'm like, "This is my room. Get the fuck out. Back up. Please go that way."
Oh, wow.
And he's like, he came out. He's like, "I'm so sorry. I thought you weren't going to be home for another hour." I'm like, "Bro, I told you my school schedule.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give you my location."
Yep. Okay.
Or you guys could do like, the tie on the door or
Something.
whatever,
Fucking
just something, because
That's too obvious.
No,
That,
yeah,
yeah.
He didn't want anybody in the
Anybody
house
else to know.
So if he does that for me, everybody's going to know because we're on the first floor.
Yeah.
that's hard. And
That's
I bet
tough.
a bunch of people in early recovery want to jerk off all the time.
Yeah.
So, man, things must be tough in that house.
Well, there's only 2 double rooms. Everybody else has a single room.
Oh, so they got a little bit of privacy.
Yeah, it's a totem pole situation.
Okay.
But we at least have our own bathroom.
There you
That's a
go.
plus. It's
There
in
you
our room.
Nice. Okay. Where were we?
Recovery house.
Recovery house. Okay.
And this is the Traditions house, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go there one day because I think if I'm correct, that's a house I used to get high in
What?
back in the day.
Probably.
Back
Nice.
in the day.
Yeah.
It's off like Woodlawn Road or Arbutus Road, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like yeah. It's if it's the house I'm thinking of, I definitely used to get high at that house.
Full circle for that
You know,
house.
isn't that funny that house then becomes like a recovery house?
I mean,
I feel like I've
in
heard
this
something
area,
like
what
that.
house hasn't gotten high in? Like,
Yeah.
who has not gotten high in some house? You ever thought about that? Like, who got high in your house before you owned it?
No.
You're gonna
She is now.
I had a dead woodpecker in this house before I owned it. So,
What?
yeah, a woodpecker broke through the window, and we were going on the house tour, and yeah, there was a dead woodpecker just in like,
Aw.
the family
That's
room.
terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, moving forward. School, recovery house.
Jesus.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Shut up, Eric.
We went to World Convention.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. 20,000 people from all over the world doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That was fucking insane.
Yeah.
And it was my 1 year while I was there. So we did, we volunteered at merch for a little bit.
Nice.
And Kirsten made me this little thing on my shirt that was like, "It's my 1 year today." So every time somebody saw it, I didn't know this was like a thing, but like people would yell. They were like, "Hey, this guy's got 1 year today." And it made the whole room like roar.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
God.
got so many people running up to me. I'm like, I have social anxiety.
Yeah. I can see both sides of that. Like it's super flattering and amazing to feel that connection, but also like there's too many people in this
There's
fucking room.
too many
This is
people.
awful.
Oh, but it was really cool. And like, yeah, just meeting people from all over the world. We ended up running into the main speaker from Friday that was from Sweden at Starbucks. So we just talked to her for like 20, 30 minutes. And at least 7 people told me I need to go to the European European convention
Why?
I mean, I'm sure it's
because
pretty
it's
awesome.
probably awesome.
Yeah, it's probably awesome as shit.
They were like, "Yeah, it's a lot smaller than this. It's like maybe 2,500 people." I'm like,
Oh.
that sounds perfect.
In all of Europe?
That go to it at least.
Huh.
I'm like, hopefully they didn't mean to add another 0 now that I'm thinking about it. But
because that seems
That seems a
that seems
little.
very small.
maybe they sell limited tickets. I
Like
don't
we
know.
get 2,500 people at our area convention or like our region.
Our
Yeah.
regionals.
Yeah.
You're talking about Ocean
Maybe
City.
'cause it's
Ocean
not
No,
City.
even
world.
Hunt Valley.
Hunt Valley sucks. I hate
Oh,
Hunt Valley.
yeah,
God,
yeah.
why is it still there?
I
Jesus.
don't know. It should be in
I thought it was
Baltimore.
back in Baltimore finally.
No,
I thought they lifted the restriction.
maybe. I don't know.
I could have swore they lifted it. I know
It was
we got
in Baltimore last year.
okay,
Was
good,
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
because we got
Oh.
kicked out for like
Yeah, we
years.
got kicked out for
Oh.
like a decade.
Damn.
Yeah. It was right before I got clean.
Yeah,
A
and
whole
me.
bunch of people. There was like a huge brawl in the middle of like
Oh,
the Ann
shit.
Harbor with NA people.
And I remember
And they
the
were
first
like, okay,
year going to
you're
Hunt
fucking
Valley,
done. Like,
too.
you're NA, you're not coming back to the convention center for 10 years or whatever it was.
And Hunt Valley is not that
Damn.
cool. That
No,
that
Hunt
place
Valley's lame as
sucks.
shit.
That little convention center
It's
sucks.
lame as shit. Anyway,
Oh, I'm on the regional subcommittee for registration, so we are in fact back in Baltimore.
Good,
okay.
good,
Nice.
good.
Dope.
That's where it should be.
But with the European convention, like being in barber school, there's a barber shop out there called the Holy Ashtray
Fucking
that
right.
I want to go to so bad. That look in your face means you're coming with me.
Yeah. Totally. Holy
Ashtray.
ashtray.
But they call themselves scumbag barbers, but they wear like the suits and like they're just
Nice.
fucking awesome. And so the European convention is in the same place that the Holy Ashtray is in. So
It's
I'm
in
determined to go to both.
Okay.
It's
It's
in
in-
Rotterdam.
Yeah,
Rotterdam?
Rotterdam, yeah.
In
Netherlands.
Netherlands, yeah.
So
Awesome.
I mean,
get your
that's-
passport ready.
their cuts
What a place
look
to
pretty
pick.
good.
The place where you can literally get any drug. And, like, we're going to have a convention here.
I actually met a couple people from Amsterdam, and I was like, "You're here?
Yeah.
This is not where I would be."
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean,
no.
we're from Baltimore, so they probably say the same thing.
Well, see, yeah, I get that question a lot of like, why did you move to Baltimore? I'm like, to get clean. And they're like, so you moved to Baltimore? It's like, yeah, I don't know anybody here.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So where
Yeah.
where are you at today?
Today, I'm happy, which is wild.
Yeah.
I get to do a lot of things fun and clean. Like, I was at one of my favorite bands from like 14 to now last night. 5-hour mosh pit. I've never been in a mosh pit clean.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. About to be done with school.
Do as
and-
many mosh pits now
I know.
as you can. Because I'm telling you, in 10 years, it's going to hurt a lot more.
Oh no, I'm already hurting.
Oh, yeah.
I had a flashback to being 14 and like talking to people my age now at 26, and they were like, "Oh, this is gonna hurt tomorrow." I'm like, "Yeah, because you're too fucking old to be here." And now I'm like, "Oh god."
Yep.
Now it's
little
you.
shit.
Yep. Yep.
But oh, I'm like happy. I wouldn't trade the life that I have today, which is crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, we definitely have some questions for you. Who would like to start?
You would, David.
I'll go.
Okay.
Oh, Carly would.
Yeah, why not? So what prompted the relapse? Like, was there doubts prior to it, or was it just like you happened to hang out with that friend and it was on a whim?
I was kind of struggling at the time, but I wasn't talking about it. I struggle with vulnerability, so I wasn't willing to open up to anybody. And I had no intention of using when I went and saw this friend, but that's just how it ended. It was like, you're not listening to me sort of situation, so why should I listen to me? Maybe this is all bullshit. So just kind of caved.
Okay.
Eric, would you like to go second?
Sure.
Look at me.
What?
Look
David?
at me.
I'm
just
looking. I'm
being
looking
so-
right at you, David, as I'm talking.
You're staring at a wall, you piece of shit.
He keeps looking for you, Eric.
He
I know.
does.
We should get him on like a monitor, so like put it on the wall.
I legitimately have thought about putting a monitor out
Yeah.
there. So maybe I'll do that for you guys.
Please don't.
Which will be
He
hilarious.
keeps looking behind him and talking.
I know. I keep talking to I turn around from the mic and I'm like, oh, let me reference Eric instead of
I'm
actually
just
just
gonna
talking.
make a little
forward.
note here. Add monitor out there.
Of course you would. Anyway,
That's gonna be so funny. Okay, so Lucas, this question I can't remember if I asked you this last time. Do you have a male or a female sponsor?
Male.
Male. Okay. And how, like, has that gone, I guess? Like, and I know I asked you this a little bit before, but like, how has having a male sponsor affected your recovery differently than, you know, if you would have had a female sponsor before? Like, and I don't know anything about your sexuality, but does anything like affect you, like, as far as if it's a male or a female from a, you know, I want to fuck this person perspective?
Well,
Hey, it's a fair question.
It
Sometimes
is,
you
like-
want to fuck people. Like, you know, David, you were talking about lusting over, like, gingers the other day.
Hey,
It's fair.
shut up. Don't call me out like that. First of all, rude.
it's definitely been interesting because when I first got here, they were like, men stick with the men, women stick with the women. I was like, where the fuck do I go? Because nobody looks like me. And sticking with the guys, like, I have a good connection with my sponsor, and he's definitely, like, taught me, like, between him and the guys that I live with, like, they've definitely taught me how to be, like, I don't know how to make it sound not weird, but, like, how to be a man, because, like, I didn't
Say
really
it's
have...
thing.
It's okay to say that.
Say the weird thing.
Well, it's like I didn't really have, like, a strong father figure in my life. So it's like I'm learning all the things that I should have learned growing up that I didn't. And yeah, they've definitely helped me, like, be more comfortable with myself. Like, I'm just one of the guys, which is what I've always wanted and, like, searched for. But growing up, all my friends were always girls because the guys didn't want to hang out with me because I was weird. So it's like, now I can be weird and hang out with the guys. So
Hell
it's pretty cool.
Hell
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Isn't it nice being in your 20s?
Right?
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Not me.
Things change, like, around people.
Bum, 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 bum. What am I gonna go with? Was there any, like, shame or guilt about your relapse, and, like, how were you received coming back?
There was a lot of shame and I didn't want to go. I did not want to come back. And I was like, well, I've already done it. I should just, like, go back and keep, like, stay out. But I had called a friend that I met here, and they were like, you sound weird.
Who was it?
It was Ren and Alex and Kevin. They were all together. So I was supposed to hang out with them. And ironically, like, the friend I was hanging out with was in the same home group as them. So she was like, don't let them know you're with me. I'm like, all of this sounds fishy as fuck.
Yeah.
But, like, it just didn't click because I didn't know. And, like, I was still learning and, like, pride and shit. But yeah, there was a lot of guilt and shame and, like, oh shit, like, now I have to tell these people that have, like, been so nice to me that I fucked up. But I came back and it was like, it was only a day, but it was like nothing happened. No, I mean, something happened, but it's like you're just met with the same unconditional love of, like, hey, yeah, you fucked up. What are we going to do next time? Like, maybe pick up the phone before you do it, not after.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, probably good.
Probably a good idea. Probably should have stayed on the phone when you called me the first time.
Yeah. All right. Carly?
I don't have anything. I'm very lost because I don't believe I was here for the first podcast.
You weren't.
So,
No, that's fine.
I don't know.
Okay. Eric, do you have another question?
Yeah, sure.
Of course he does.
So, okay. Here's a good question. We don't usually ask this question. It usually just comes up. But you relapsed, and now you have your year. Did you stick to the bullshit cliche of not being in a relationship for your first year?
Yes.
Really?
Not against... Not by my own choice.
By my own choices. Yeah.
I'm still learning women, but No, I mean, it's worked out because there's been a lot more self-growth, and I know that sounds cliche, but, like, I do want to be, like, I don't check my own boxes for a relationship, so why would I put another person through that?
Okay.
I like that.
There's still a
Jesus.
couple things I want to achieve first.
Yeah. I've never thought about that, and I don't want to, really. I'm like,
David's like, I'm
do
gonna
I
forget
check my
this
own boxes? And I'm
right
like,
after?
No, absolutely. Nope, I'm not going to go down that road.
Sorry.
I know mental health is a struggle for you.
It is.
So, and I know you had an incident.
A week long in Shepherd Brat.
Happens
Tell
to the
us
best
about
of us,
that.
buddy.
I was struggling financially, and in school, I've been getting, like, through the government, my stepdad's military, I get paid to go to school.
Nice.
And they had told me that my housing allowance was supposed to end last month.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, fuck, I still have, like, a month and a half of school. How am I going to do anything?
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of spiraled, because that whole week I had got into the honors program at school. The job that I was working told me to take the last month and a half off of work and focus on school so that I could come back and be a barber.
Yeah.
And then I got the letter that was like, yeah, your funding is ending.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, how come it always seems like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back?
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't taking my meds for like 2 months. So by then they were out of my system. I was still going to therapy, but I wasn't being 100% honest
Yeah.
at any time. So it was like, I've been in mental hospitals before, and it was like, well, it's not the same because I don't actually want to die and I don't actually want to use, but that's the best place I know I can be right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So one of the guys took me to Shepherd Pratt, and they did a intake, and I was in the crisis stabilization for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Back on better meds. They had changed my meds like 6 months prior.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like them, so I stopped taking them.
Yeah.
And they got me back on what I had been on for years, which I don't know why they messed with it. Whatever, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
But got me back.
Doctors make mistakes.
Yeah, got me back on my my regular meds, and it worked out pretty well. But of course now it's this month that my money stopped coming. Mm-hmm. And I didn't let myself spiral this time. So working through that in a healthier way.
All right. Absolutely. You got anything, Carly? Would you like to ask a question? Nope. All right. Eric, what you got?
So far, what is your favorite step? You have to pick a favorite. Don't give me this bullshit that they're all beautiful, because they aren't.
They're all beautiful.
What? Yes, they are.
Some of them are dirty little whores, and you know it, David.
Why did you phrase it like that?
I'll have to go with the 4-step right now.
Ooh.
Solid.
Okay.
Because it used
The
to scare
scary
the
step,
yeah,
yeah.
it used to scare the shit out of me. I'm like, I'm gonna do anything in my power to not get to the 4th step.
Mm-hmm.
And now having done it, I'm like, oh my god, I feel so much lighter. Like I'm not carrying all this shit with me anymore. At first, it was like, oh my god, I'm a terrible human. And like having talked about it with the sponsor, it's like, okay, some of this actually is mine. Some of it, I'm carrying shit that's not mine.
Yeah. All right. All right. We were just at Worlds, and we got to sit through 2 awesome speakers at LGBTQ meetings. How have you been to other LGBT meetings?
I made it to one. I only found one in Baltimore.
Yeah, they're not
They're few and far between.
Very few
Yeah,
and far
exactly.
between.
And so what is the difference there versus just a normal NA meeting?
Well, I mean, even in going there, like, there was no one in my situation. Like, I still have yet to
Really?
meet another trans man, which is wild to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know we're here.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Like,
That's you're not wrong.
yeah.
I've only met trans women, I guess, in recovery.
I have met one trans woman, and I love her to death. She's great.
But you're right. I have not. David, have you? I don't think I have in all my years.
Yes. I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't have to say their name.
No. Used to date Donnie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. I forgot about that.
Andrew.
Yes.
Yes, Andrew.
Yes.
I didn't want to dead name her because I like that would be incredibly rude. So I was like, fuck. Give me a second. So yeah,
She had
Andrew.
she had a second name in there too for a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
forgot.
but
about
that's
that.
I mean
Or
that's
he.
one.
Or he. Yeah. He.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one. That's one person.
So like, how is there more difficulty there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like,
It has to
would-
be hard to relate, right?
Yeah, like I'm grateful to the guys and like how accepting they are, and even the women are super accepting, and they're like, yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter whoever you're comfortable talking to in that given moment, and yeah, I'm just grateful for my network, and they try to be as understanding as they can, but it's hard when there's no like experience, you know, like nobody I talk to has any experience in like going through all the surgeries I've gone through, and like I mean, we all kind of have a level of self-hatred, but like, I don't know. I try to find the similarities, and at first it was all differences. I'm like, these people are fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to talk to any of them.
And that's not unique to your situation. That's everybody. Like we come in and we just see differences because that's how our mind is wired to just constantly see how we're different from people. And that's society. Society is always like, oh, what's different about us? What's different about us? What's different about us? So like learning to search for and really attach ourselves to what's similar and how like our feelings and the way our minds work are like the common threads between us. It takes work and it takes a long time. And 12 years in, it's still like every once in a while I'll see somebody who has 12 years but their life is quote unquote ahead of mine, and I feel less than because of that. And it's comparing our outsides or our insides to other people's outsides.
Well, it's like even at World, like I was super excited for the LGBT meetings. I still didn't meet another trans guy.
Yeah,
and
that's crazy.
Not on the panel either. So
I'm sure they were there, but
I'm sure there were
so
20,000 people. Like you can't be like, you come here.
I'll be honest; those two speakers were the best speakers.
They were incredible.
They were the best speakers I heard that day.
Yeah, they were incredible. Yeah, I still loved it.
Yeah, she should have been the main speaker.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, she was amazing. I had to listen to her for another the whole next hour.
The two from the day before, because they did one every day. The two from the day before were really cool too. Yeah, they had great stories.
Yeah, and no offense to the heteros out there, but the LGBTQ community has just a whole nother level of acceptance and just universal unconditional love that a lot of men and women in the hetero community don't understand. Yeah. And so tying that in with recovery just I think creates just a whole new level of community that isn't there in just normal recovery. But that's all I got. I have no more questions. Does anybody else have any more questions?
I have questions. I still have questions.
Of course you do,
Yeah.
Eric.
So, well, it's kind of a question. It's more of like one of his kind of a statement is you're talking about these LGBT kind of groups within, recovery. Have you looked outside of recovery to try to find, almost like Fight Club style, find a group
What?
that not Fight Club style. That's a bad
Don't
example.
talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, we don't talk about
we
Fight
talk
Club.
about Fight Club.
But I am John's colon or whatever. But are there groups where you could go to meet other trans men that like you could connect with and try to understand experience in the same way that you do with recovery? You know what I mean? Are there groups out there that could potentially fill that void for you? Have you looked at that before?
I mean, there's Pride.
Yeah, there's Pride.
But isn't Pride just a party?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I went to
I'm
that
not
too.
saying it's not a great party, right? But
There are definitely some like subgroups. I found one on Facebook that actually my therapist gave to me because my therapist is also a trans man, so that's cool.
Oh.
I've never had.
Dope.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a good connection. So he gave me a Facebook group, but they're specifically like 30 and older, and I'm like, I'm so close. This is the only time I will embrace being close.
Yeah.
But can I join your little club? So I think I'm gonna see when their next event is and check that out.
That's awesome.
And I'm sure there are more. Like
Yeah.
there's gotta be more.
Yeah.
So I just have to look more. But that is something I'm interested in.
Hell yeah. All right.
I do have one other question, David.
Shoot.
Okay. So you mentioned surgeries, and I love a good surgery.
I love a good surgery.
I
What
love
the
a
fuck?
good surgery. Well, I've only had 7 or 8. Is that 8?
Jesus.
You got me beat.
8.
I've had
I think
2.
7. I'm not sure. I have a lot. So I like with your surgeries. Like I know the one surgery you had was top surgery, but like, how has like the recovery been? And like, have you had issues with like the surgeries? And are there any other like surgeries that you've had? Like, I don't know. I've broken both my legs, for example, or I had a doctor break both my legs. That's how I should say. Yeah, fucking asshole. He just.
Did you not know that about him?
No.
Yeah, he had his legs medically broken and lengthened
Yeah.
when in high school.
I
Yeah.
wish you could see the look on my face right
Yeah,
now.
3.5 inches. It went
What?
terribly wrong.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk for about a year.
Yeah.
Like I was supposed to get 3.5 inches over 3.5 months. I got 2 inches in a week. Then they had to put external fixators in to stop the growth so that it wouldn't like destroy my legs even more, because I was stuck in this like position of like 65 degrees on my knees of sitting, and like my hips were at 45, my ankles were at 35.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
I did
and then
not know this.
When I took out the external fixators, they read the X-ray wrong. They were like, "Oh, you're healed." So I got the rest of the 1.5 inches in a week. So all that work at physical therapy of like me trying to get my legs back to normal, just all like got erased, and I had to start over again. That's my introduction to surgery. But how like
Jesus.
like how have your surgeries gone? And like, I mean, top surgery, I know other people who have gotten it. Like, I mean, that seems like a big decision.
Yeah.
Like
So-
lengthening your legs. It's like a big decision, you know?
Yeah.
Decision. My first surgery started my active addiction. Like,
Oh, high five.
It wasn't the top surgery. The top surgery was second, but my first surgery was my appendix.
Oh, dude, doesn't appendix suck?
Dude,
It hurts so bad.
Oh yeah,
was
you got your appendix
gangrene.
out.
I did. I got it
didn't-
clean
You got gangrene?
too.
Yeah, it didn't rupture. It was gangrene.
Oh god.
What?
Yeah.
You are so lucky.
I woke up from surgery, and like that happened to be the time my mom went to go get my sister from school or something, and the doctor looked me dead in the face and was like, "You should be dead." And I was like, "Oh,
you're
awesome.
So lucky."
Like, thanks. My mom almost didn't bring me to the hospital because she thought I was lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't parents the best?
They're so fun.
God, I hope I'm not like that.
Dude, same. We're breaking generational curses, Eric.
Yeah.
But yeah, before that surgery, I was a big dare kid, and then I woke up on a morphine drip with the script for pain meds. So
that'll do it.
That'll do it. But top surgery, I mean, all my surgeries have been an active addiction. Mm-hmm. So when I got top surgery, it was a big decision, but it was something I had known I wanted since I started puberty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, no, fuck this. This is terrible. Mm-hmm. And I got that right before my 19th birthday.
Okay.
And
So it's been a while.
yeah, 7 years.
Wow.
And then in 2022, what year are we in? Yeah, 2022. I had a total hysterectomy,
Whoa.
which that was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I had known I had wanted that too. And I had such a good doctor. Like, she was such a great doctor. Because when we first submitted that was covered by insurance.
Wow.
When we first submitted it, they were like, yeah, no, here's why. Mm-hmm. So she like refurbished her her paper a little bit and sent it back. And they were like, yeah, okay, fine. Nice. And that was awesome. The recovery process took a little longer than I thought it was gonna. I was out of work for like
surgery, man.
2 months, 2 or 3 months. But I spent the whole time like drinking and using, and that probably didn't help the recovery process.
Probably not. I think there's a clause in there that like, hey, you shouldn't do these things.
Right. They were like, yeah, you should stay in bed the next 3 days. I think I stayed in bed like 3 hours. I'm just not good. I'm not a good patient.
No. Yeah.
I am not a good patient.
Yeah.
My girlfriend.
Was that your last surgery, or
yeah.
Are you gonna have any more surgeries, or are you?
Yeah, I actually just found out that bottom surgery is covered in the state of Maryland.
No fucking way, really?
All surgeries are.
Really?
Yep. I knew my testosterone was covered, but now so is top surgery, hysterectomy, and bottom surgery.
Wow.
My doctor told me that, and I started crying. She was like, you didn't know that? I'm like, bitch, I'm not from here.
Yeah,
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, California is the exact opposite place from here. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, no, I did not know that. So that's going to take a little bit more planning because I am going to be out of work for a hot minute with that one.
Yeah.
A while, yeah.
But yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Gives me a reason to stay.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. That's like, I mean, that's like your end goal, right?
Yeah.
And like to hear that you can get it covered is just such a weight, probably, off your shoulders.
I thought she was messing with me at first. It's like $100,000 surgery.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, surgeries are expensive. My limb lengthening surgery was like something crazy, and the doctor did like the same thing your doctor did, where it was like, oh, you're a little bow-legged, and it was like, oh, covered.
Nice.
It's like, what?
Yeah, it's amazing what like a couple word changes can do.
Oh, I know.
It's like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good now.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think. Do you have anything else, Eric?
No, that was I just, you know, when I hear the word surgery, my ears perk up. I'm like, I've had surgeries.
Similarities,
Way to
not
look for the
differences.
similarities, Eric. Fantastic. All right. Well, we would like to thank our guest Lucas for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yay!
And congratulations again on 1 year.
Yes.
One last quick minute to talk to anybody out there struggling, needs to hear a message of hope. What do you have to say directly to them?
Oh my god, keep coming back. Like, it sounds cliche, but even just showing up's half the battle.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep showing up.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, we'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. Go to all of our social media outlets, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Like, share, subscribe. Go to our merch store. Purchase some cool shit because Eric spent some time on that. Become part of the Podcast Recovery family. Join our Patreon because we are self-supporting and need help keeping the mics on. But most importantly, everybody out there,
stay safe and stay clean.